Hey everyone, welcome back to Menno Minds. It's episode 15 and I'm attempting to do a voiceover because I did this really long recording and realized that the audio was missing. And I did create a couple of things on camera, so I want to, actually get it done and show you what I did. Now, I was running around my single player or my multiplayer world when I discovered that when I typed in quartz, instead of just having the quartz crystals, I got a couple of these other items. Quartz dust and some tools, and after about a minute I realized that Applied Energetics had been added to the game. So instead of doing what I was planning on doing, which was starting my bees, I'm going to take you to a new chunk. We'll start mining for some quartz so we can start on Applied Energetics next episode. And I'm probably going to cut out a good chunk of this since it is voiceover and I really don't know what I was talking about when I was recording, and I don't want to bore you guys. But Applied Energetics is a really interesting mod, and it will require a total rethinking of how I have my base set up. Right now it's set up around having pipes and barrels and chests and everything else, and Applied Energetics doesn't use that at all. So I'm going to sleep through the night real quick before we start to try to find a new chunk. Now, the reason finding a new chunk is important is because if, unlike gold and silver and tin that were in the world when we started, Applied Energetics adds quartz ore, which is not natively in the world without the mod. And since the mod was just installed, I have to go to an area of the world that was not present when I first generated, and that I haven't been to since I've played the game. I did get, don't know why I'm showing you this, but I did get some portal guns. I'll probably do an addendum episode about those in a little bit. But I picked up my quarry and I'm going to the nether. Alright, the first thing we're going to do, we have flint and steel, we got our quarry, and I have some obsidian to make a new gateway, a new nether portal. And the next thing I need some books. The one nice thing about Mistcraft is it's a very cheap way to go from area to area. I showed my nether nexus last time, so I'm going to grab a couple of books so that way when I find a place I'm going to mine, I can get a quick way to get there. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a Nexus book, so that way when I get to the world I can port back to my Nexus point from that world really quickly. I'm picking up some lectern so I can drop the book in because I don't want to waste any wood at the moment building. Like I said, guys, I've never tried a voiceover before. This is really hard because I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing, and I can understand why you guys might be confused watching this video because I jump around a lot. I'm going to try to improve on that. Alright, so I'm coming down. Alright, and I'm coming down here. Basically, I'm explaining how the current setup has a whole bunch of pipes, and under the new Applied Energetics, the entire downstairs will be taken up with my machines and power supply. So I might have to totally rethink how I'm setting this up, and I might even have to scrap this building and build a whole new one if I really want to embrace how the energetic system sets up. I really like this base, but I really want to try Applied Energetics. So let's go to the Nexus, and what we're going to do here is we're going to create a stand for where we're going to drop the book. I'm going to create a linking book for this area, so that way whenever I port back from where my quarry is, I'll have a quick, cheap, efficient way to go there. So there we go. I believe I decided I'm going to go to the mountain biome for a bit to show you that quarry that I mined out, to show you that it is done, that I didn't just pick it up out of total excitement. I did completely mine it out, and it went really quickly. The one thing I noticed here is the jetpack seems to take physics into effect now. Like when you're falling, it's a lot harder to slow your fall if you don't start the jetpack up soon enough, and so you could probably still die with the jetpack if you're not careful. It used to be if you started up at the very last second you'd be fine. So you're going to go back to the nether, and then from here we're going to go back to the home base, because I created that book at the spawn point for the blazes in the nether, which is really far away from where all of my other blocks are. So if I build something here, I should be in a totally new chunk. You can see I'm 480 something blocks away, almost 500 blocks away from my lava base, hundreds of blocks away from my home base, and that means that 340 blocks away from my home base, meaning that I'm several chunks already away from those locations, and both of my other portals to the overworld are in the opposite direction from this one. So the further I go out this way, the more likely I am to be in a totally unloaded chunk. In fact, as this video goes on, you'll see that I'm actually going to go to a totally unloaded nether chunk, which means that I'm pretty much guaranteed to be in an unloaded overworld chunk. And I'm going to stop talking now until something else interesting happens. Alright, we're back, guys. You see I did a 61 by 61 quarry. I did it on top of the trees because I kind of want to harvest the wood that's here, and I don't want to spend the time doing it all manually. And you'll see there's this weird marble thing underneath, so I plan on getting a lot of marble, which is nice, because the marble and the wood I'll be using when I create my home for my villagers. So I'm going to drop my quarry here. I'm not going to activate it just quite yet, because I need to make sure that our system that we set up, our current sorting system, will be able to handle the new ores that I'm bringing in. You'll see if you caught that in the inventory, I actually did do a little bit of mining. I found a ravine, so I went down there, saw some stuff, and I mined it just to see if it was quartz. It was, so I know I'm in a brand new chunk. So I'm going to head back to my base, and I'll catch you there, guys. So I got the quarry set up, and I'm going back to my home base, and I need to figure out where I'm going to put this quartz dust and quartz that I'm going to get. I probably don't need to have the lapis in its own separate thing. I mean, I did get a lot of it this last time, but I should be fine for right now. So I'm going to drop everything. I'm going to drop the lapis in this chest. So I have a place for that, and I'm looking around, and probably the other thing I don't need to store a lot of is sand. So I'm probably going to remove the sand, but I want to get those two next to each other. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take the redstone and move it over. But to do that, I need to create a lot more space in my inventory. So I'm going to dump everything here into the chest. And since it's a sorting system, if it doesn't recognize it, it'll just put it over in the miscellaneous chest, so I don't have to worry about losing anything. So I'm going to get this stuff moved over, and I'll come back when I have something interesting. We're back. I have everything set up. Looks like there's a graphical glitch that's causing the system to show two lines. But you'll see once I hook this up to the main power supply, it will start setting up the proper line. So I know it's actually doing the right one. And it's a blue laser because I have this hooked up to my full power and all of my things are full. So we're going to let that go. And guys, I had a little bit more I'm going to show here, but I'm going to cut it here because this voiceover thing just isn't working. It's too hard for me to keep track of where I'm supposed to be going, what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm just going to cut it here, and I'll come back when basically I ended here, going back to my main base, making sure everything was set up, and saying that I was going to start working on my village, which is what I'm going to start doing now. Alright guys, see you in a bit. Alright, and we are back after that failure. Let me check. Yes, we are not muted. After that failure of recording, we are back. I have the normal setup, and I forgot my pack, my battery pack, so I'll have to go back for that. You'll see I am near the Project 1 or Project 2 area, also known as the Wonderful Hills biome. I need to grab a book for this place too. So let me go get that stuff, and while I'm doing that, I'll explain to you what I'm working on here. I did this on the other end. I found this big, huge flat area. And I kind of want to build a city. I don't think I'm going to do it in my multiplayer like I thought I was going to, just because I'm kind of having a lot of fun tunneling around with Eric in the area we found. So I'm going to build a city instead. So let me go back to my temporary base. It's over here. And turning nighttime, so we'll sleep too. But basically the city is going to have three parts. It's all going to be within a radius 3x3 chunk loaded area. So it's going to have 9 chunks. It's all going to be within 9 chunks. At least the important bits are going to be. I might have some farms and stuff on the outside chunks. But and it's going to have my main base in the center. So if you have if this is the setup, this is your 9x9, right? I want to have my base here, and that's going to be where I'll have my main house. Maybe I'll have the factories over to that side, and then something else here. And then on this side, I'm going to have my farms and the things I need for my buildings. And then on this side, I'm going to have villagers. And I have a kind of a neat way I discovered watching a Let's Play series to how to basically create a village out of nothing. So I'm going to be trying to do that. That's not going to happen this episode, obviously, because the thing caught me kind of off guard. So where did I put the other items? They weren't in there. Alright, I need to find out where I put those. Here? Nope. My backpack and everything. I seem to be losing a lot of stuff recently. Don't need any of that. I'll take my mining laser just in case. And it's not in there. It's not in there. Obviously it wouldn't be in here, but you can see this thing's gathering stuff quite quickly. It's a lot of dirt. We're up to 203 stacks of dirt already. Thank goodness for extra dimensional barrels. Let's go over here. No. Yeah. Maybe I should just record myself all the time so I can go back and find out where I threw things once I decide I don't want them anymore. Okay. So I'm going to figure out where this stuff is, and oh, I know where it is. I threw it in the chest piece where it deep. Okay. Go up here, sleep through the night, head back. Okay, guys. Alright, I'm going to leave that on screen because I cut so many of the other fails I did in this episode so far. This is going to be another cobblestone episode. So episode 15 will be going right there. So let's head back. But like I said, I want to create a different... I wanted to create a different place for villagers. I'm probably also going to have my bees over there in one of the chunks. Just because a lot of bees can create a significant amount of lag, and also by putting them away from my main base, I'm less tempted to head over there and... I need a book. I'm less tempted to head over there and spend a whole bunch of time, you know, showing off the new bee that has +1 environment or whatever. Bees are a lot of fun, but it does bring out the obsessive side in me a little bit. So we want to try to avoid that if possible. And by putting it away, we're less likely to spend time doing it. Oh, there's a ghast right over there. Good thing I walled all of this off so I don't have to worry about it. We're not going to a quartz mine, we're going to the mountain biome, but first we're going to create... well, we have another book already, never mind. And our nether book, not the mountain biome, fall biome. One downside about so many books. So we're going to the fall realm, alright, and we're here. Now we're going to pick this book up, the nether nexus spoke up. We're also going to pick that up, and we're going to fly over to this flat area. The reason I'm choosing a flat area is because I want to load it all within 9 chunks, and the easiest way to do that is to have a totally flat area to build out your city. Hoping that I can make the buildings look a little bit better than just squares, but the place itself will be a square. If you watched my multiplayer etiquette, I started doing the formation of it there. I uploaded some screenshots of the plan for the city to Google+. So my stuff should be right in this chest piece. Yep, there is my jetpack and my battery pack. I did create an extra jetpack because I thought I lost this one, which is, it's a good thing I have the extra one. Alright, so this is where I'm going to build my base. You'll see I still have a little bit of filling in to do. But how it works is it's going to be this corner is going to be the start of it, and to do this I'm going to need stairs. So let's take a stack of spruce logs, create some planks, some stairs, and we're going to need a lot of them. So that's why I'm creating so many. It's not just that I really enjoy stairs, although they are entertaining. That worked out nicely. Alright. So I believe I brought my wrench here. Yes. The one nice thing I discovered about an Omni wrench, I can't remember if I put it in the video or not, is when you place a block down like this, the Omni wrench will actually rotate it through its configurations, which is kind of nice. So we're going to drop this. Alright. So you might wonder how I got this set up. Well, if we go into, I believe it's in NEI, so if you go into options and you go to controls, the chunk overlay by default is F9. I like using slash just because I don't use it that much. It does pop up this on the in your chat bar, but that's easy to do away with. You hit it again, it's going to pop up this grid. Now this grid is right on the chunk, so this is a 16 by 16 area that goes straight down, and you'll see I have 1 chunk, 2 chunks, 3 chunks by 1 chunk, 2 chunks, 3 chunks. So I'm going to get the border of this laid out here, and I'll come back once I have that done. Alright guys, see you in a bit. Alright guys, we are back. Let me check that. Yep, volume is still on. I'm going to be paranoid about that now. You can see we're starting to get a little bit further in this mine. We're, what is that, 3, 6, 7 or 8 levels down. So right here we're at 56, so just a little bit below sea level, which is nice. But I was kind of curious why I didn't have more. I'll go back in a bit and show you how much quartz I've picked up, and it wasn't as much as I thought it would be. Let me pick that up real quick. So I think it's going to be a rarer resource than I was hoping, which makes sense considering how powerful it is. So I might have to run this a couple of times before I really feel comfortable with it. So we'll go back to the nether, then back to the home base. Alright, and you'll see here we only have 28 pieces of quartz dust, now 31, 28 pieces of quartz. Have a couple pieces sitting in the buffer. I'll just drop that stuff in there. We are starting to gather quite a bit of material going up here with all of the ores, so I'll have to transfer those over before too long. I'll have to do some more research into watching some videos on how to use the Applied Energistics. But this is our old base. It's a really good base. I like it, but I want to show you what I'm working on now. So if we go back to the Nexus, me go back to, I named this book base 2.0. Alright, it drops me off right in the center block, because remember I said that's going to be our base. And then this is what I'm working on here. You'll see it's laid out, it's a, each one of those squares is a chunk. So if we turn on the chunk loader, let me go over and kill that guy real quick. I love this laser. Alright, you'll see each one of these is on the chunk. If we go to the middle one as an example, you'll see the back corner is right here on this corner. Alright, so that is inside the chunk, that's outside the chunk. So if I was going to do a 1x1 chunk loader, I'd place it, you know, right here, and it would load this chunk in front of it. However, this is going to be a 9x9. So basically each one of these is one chunk with 2 sections of the road put in on the chunk, and then 2 sections of the road in the next chunk. So actually this section, when I load my chunk loader, this roadway will be unloaded, but that's fine. I don't plan on having anything here. If you're curious how I created the road, it's pretty simple. Let's head back over here. So there, and there. How I created the road is I put down some stairs, a slab, and then some more stairs. And that'll give me a 3, takes up 3 wide, just like my roads back home. However, approximately one of the blocks is going to be taken up by this step area. So 1.5 blocks will be in this middle. It gives it a nice little paved way. This is going to be my main building. I'm still kind of plotting out where it's going to be. Most of the stuff is going to be underground with this one, since my crafting terminal and everything are pretty much the only things I need up here. So I'm going to have this underground. I might have a stairwell up here to a second level. I'll be doing a lot of the building off camera, and I'll show you guys what the end result is. I used a lot of wood for this. I used stacks and stacks of dirt to try to get this done. Try to get it all leveled off. But yeah. And we're back. I decided I really didn't want to end the episode there. I feel like I didn't really do that much for you guys. Besides for, I started setting up my new base, but I didn't show you really what I was doing with it. And I have a couple neat tools that I keep on putting off showing you because I keep getting distracted. So I'm going to show you a couple of those to try to get this episode to a normal length. So this will be episode 15. Episode 16 will be when we start using this lovely stuff. Either it's found at lower levels than what I thought it was, or it's a lot rarer than I thought it was. Because you can see I have a 64x64 quarry. It's about 15, 16 levels down. I've only found a little bit over a stack of each so far. But we'll let that run. I have found quite a bit more iron. I'm going to have to find... I'm hoping I can start building the system soon because I'm running out of iron space. I might have to make some more extra dimensional barrels. But first I want to test to see if they keep their extra dimensionalness when I break them, because if not, we're going to have to rethink this a little bit. But the first thing I want to show you, so that way you're not surprised, is you see I have the portal gun in my my thing, and if I turn it up, let me sleep through the night to try to get this rain away so you can hear it. And it's still raining. Awesome. There we go. Alright, so if let me turn the sound up a little bit higher so you can hear it. Now it's not going to say anything. But this is the potato gun, and basically you can see it has a potato stuck. See, it has GLaDOS in it. Now, a portal gun operates a lot like it does in the game. You can see I have one set up there. I'll get to that. In that, if we hit an area up there, it'll create a portal. And if we hit an area here, it'll create the other portal, and I'll fall through. Now I have my hover mode on because I don't want to die. So I know absolutely nothing about portal guns. So these are going to make my house ugly for a bit until I figure them out. Let's just put them both there. But what I did is I took one of the other guns and I made a jump through to the base. But we're going to pick up some other stuff first. In my multiplayer server, I started experimenting around with computer craft a bit. And I found out it's not as complicated as what I thought. So we're actually going to create some computers. Now to create a computer, you just need to take a piece of glass, piece of redstone, and some stone surrounding it. You should be. Computer. Oh, glass pane. Alright. So you can't have an extra safe turtle, can you? It's got to be a pane turtle. Alright. So we put that in there, and now you get a computer. Alright, so we're going to pick up 2 of those real quick. Now, computer by itself is just a single block item. Drop it down. You right click on it, it'll give you this nice little thing. Now if you type in help, it'll pop up different things. If you type in programs, it'll give you the different programs that are available. Now some of these are only available if there's other items. If there's other items available. But if you type in, if you want to know what something is, if you type in help and then, I don't know what worm means. So let's put in help worm. Oh, so you can play worm. So you play worm. Let's select easy. Oh, that's kind of cool. You got snake here. So you can play snake. Which, I mean, you're already playing a game, so playing a game within a game is either a little bit too much like Inception or Pimp My Ride, but it's still pretty cool. Alright, I'll need to learn more about how to close those, but the reason I want the turtle, or I want the computer, is I want to make a turtle. And a turtle is the computer surrounded by 7 pieces of iron and a chest. So we got 2 of those, and I'm going to make it a mining turtle right away. So we got our 2 mining turtles and jetpack. Let me go get our battery pack. Now last night, when I thought I was ending this episode, I was all set to, totally abandon this base and start up the new one, but then I started planning it out, and I don't know, I really like the way this base turned out. I like these big buildings. I'll just have to rethink how my lab works, because it's going to totally change. But I am going to put at least my bees over here, which we'll get into soon. It was going to be this episode, but we saw how that worked out. But let me give you a tour around real quick. This is my main house building. Alright, and that's really annoying music, so pop that out. Where did you go? There you are. Apparently you can work out computers to be like a CD changer, so I want to do that. I'm still working on what I want for the roof, so just ignore the roof. It's still really ugly, but you'll see I have this nice window that looks out. So I want to have a lower building over there if I have anything, and then here that looks out on the cliffs. And you walk outside, you have a nice little entranceway. This is where I have my book back to Nether Nexus. I just put glass up here temporarily because I was tired of getting rained on. I'll figure out a better path for that. This is where my farm is going to be. I'm in the process of researching golems with computercraft, or no, yeah, with computercraft. Researching golems with Thaumcraft. And when I do those, I'm going to put my chest here, and they're going to be working here, and I'm going to use some Zycraft blocks to make this farming a little bit easier and pretty cool looking. So back here, I was going to put the village within the chunk loader block, but I really don't think I have to. I mean, when I want to breed them, I want to be over there, but I also want to make sure nothing happens when I'm not there. So I'll probably have those over there somewhere. This is going to be my Applied Energistics room. So you can see I just started excavating this one, which is why I have a ton of stone in my inventory. This is going to be for the crafting machine. It's a multi-block structure. And then down here is going to be where I have all of the other machines set up. Like, talking about this, you might think that I know what I'm talking about. I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. But it's going to be fun, which is the main point of this game, right? So I need to figure out how many levels down am I going. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. And if we plop the turtle down here, now the turtle, if you type in help, you'll see it has a little bit more stuff, but if I type in, not together, programs, it will give me a couple of different options. Now one of them is excavate, and excavate will just dig a really big area. Tunnel will build, tunnel will do a, if we type in help tunnel, so tunnel will do 20 blocks long. So how many blocks is this? You got, alright, I'm going to cut it here and come back once I figured out how many blocks this is. And it's raining again. I did go back to the base because the one thing turtles do need is they need some coal, so I'm going to put some coal in there. I don't know if they can use coal coke or not. I'll have to look into that. But we're about 51 blocks. So I want this thing to tunnel 51. No. Haha. Okay guys, remember how I said I know next to nothing about turtlecraft or computercraft? It is true. So apparently you place it in the middle block. Alright, let's do that again. Tunnel 51. Put some coal in there. You see it does take a piece of coal initially. Alright, there we go. And we're going to put the one on top. Tunnel 51. go. So now they're going to create a nice little tunnel. Now it is going to go right down my base. Now this will create zombies and all sorts of fun stuff, which is why I made sure I had my nano suit. But this is a lot easier than me digging it out manually. Now you can apparently use it to excavate, to dig out tunnels like this, or areas like this. I have no idea how to do that. So I'm just going to let them continue doing what they're doing. I tried making this building a little bit, you know, non-square to make it look cool. I still need to work on the roofs though. I'm not totally satisfied with the roofs. I need to make this overhang a little bit cooler. I think I'll make the overhang greater than thing. Let's kill him real quick. Ah, it won't go on half blocks. Let's pull him over. Haha. I think I just killed him. Haha. Okay, that's awesome. Alright, portals, pretty fun. I have no idea how to use them, but they're really fun. I also need to figure out a way to do a wall. I'm not sure what I'm going to use for the wall, but I'm going to use the quartz on top of it, kind of as a lighting, a border, and also as a way to discourage spiders from coming over, because remember, it does damage to things now. So, I guess I should explain why I'm digging out a tunnel here. These are directly underneath my road, as you might have guessed, and what this will do is I'm going to set this up. So I'm going to have a power room. It's probably going to be this section over here. It'll be a very low, or no, I'll do that on the other side, a very low building. Most of that will be underground, and that's where I'll move my power generation to. Even if I don't end up staying at this building, I want to move that over here just to give it a little bit, rethink that a little bit. That building didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. So you'll see it's digging down here. I do have a basement. This is the basement to my main room. I have no idea what I'm putting down here, but I really like how marble looks like when you contrast it with the dark wood and with a little bit of stone. So these tunnels are going to be... Did I do one level too short? Okay, I'll do that last level myself. That's not a big deal. I can use my mining laser. But horizontal. But the reason I'm trying to these tunnels is when I run my wiring and stuff, I want a central place for it to run. I saw I've been watching a couple of Let's Plays, and the one guy, his name is Quantum Zerul, will run the wires down underneath his rows, and so that way he always knows when he digs down where he needs to go to add more buildings. And I just thought that was a really neat idea. So I'm going to steal it from him, but I'm giving attribution, so he should be okay. Alright, so let that go, because I don't know how exactly far. I love this mining laser. So I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up. This should put us right around the 40-minute mark, guys. If you have any questions, I know I just kind of threw a whole bunch of stuff at you this episode. If you have any questions, please leave them below. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. I promise that once I get the next episode, if I don't have enough Applied Energetics, I will do an intro to bees. I need to get a couple of things in place to do that, because I need to show you guys how to make apiaries if you weren't lucky enough to find a villager. That's one of the reasons I hesitated doing a portal gun, is if you go into the portal gun recipe, we can ignore there's a bacon gun? I might have to make the bacon gun just out of, just because. But oh, looks like there's not a recipe? There we go. Default portal gun. Alright. It requires obsidian, diamond, iron, which isn't that bad, but it requires this miniature black hole. If we go in here, this requires a nether star, which you have to kill the wither to get. And, well, let's just put it this way. The wither isn't exactly the easiest thing to kill, and even right now, I probably wouldn't feel comfortable going up against him. So, I'm nowhere near technology-wise where the portal should be. However, I found, what, 4 of them so far? So obviously they're not the rarest things in the world. So, my turtles are done. Alright, so this one started off with 63 pieces of coal. It did required 2 pieces of coal to mine a 2 by 3 by 51 tunnel. Nice. Alright, so this will be the end. I will see you guys in a bit. Later.